Connecticut's only all-weather show. This is First Alert Weather Extra.
Well, from coast to coast, Americans in different parts of the country now dealing with different kinds of severe weather. Extreme heat in the Northeast, storm fallout in the central U.S., and wind-driven wildfires out west. Your reporter Reed Binion has more.
It was surreal, to be honest. I've never had it so close to home.
Evacuation orders and warnings continued Tuesday as the Sandy Fire torched parts of Southern California for a second day. The blaze, burning in Simi Valley northwest of Los Angeles, started as a fast-moving brush fire Monday. According to CAL FIRE, it had grown to roughly 1,700 acres as of Tuesday night and was just 5% contained. Among the other blazes scorching Southern California, the Verona Fire in Riverside County, which officials said had burned more than 400 acres by Tuesday night, with a firefighter suffering minor injuries. There's also the Bain Fire in Riverside County. CAL FIRE said it stood at more than 1,300 acres as of late Tuesday. Another fire in San Diego County charred 1,000 acres. The flames in California coming as other parts of the country are still reeling from severe weather. Residents in parts of the central U.S. recovering from days of violent storms, including dozens of reported tornadoes.
Right now, it's just a community effort coming together.
People come together when needed.
Parts of the Northeast dealing with extreme heat.
We say anything's better than snow, but this is a bit ridiculous.
It's technically still spring, but in Massachusetts, summer jumped the gun with a wave of early season heat that prompted warnings in and around Boston. I'm Reed Binion reporting.